At Henry Daniels sits in his father's massive office, which is filled with awards and photos of influential leaders. At Mr. Daniels, his father sits behind a large mahogany desk, delivering an ultimatum to at Henry Daniels about finding a wife within a year. The tension rises, as at Mr. Daniels criticizes at Henry Daniels's lifestyle, emphasizing the need for responsibility and commitment. At Henry Daniels's frustration grows as he grapples with the implications of his father's demands. At Henry Daniels walks to the parking lot where his shiny black Lamborghini awaits. As he approaches, he notices a young woman, at Lisa Carter, lying on the ground wrapped in an old blanket. Concerned, he nudges her foot to wake her. At Lisa Carter wakes up, startled, fearing for her safety. They engage in a conversation where at Lisa Carter reveals her tragic past and current struggles, evoking a sense of empathy in at Henry Daniels. In a dimly lit alley, at Lisa Carter, a determined young woman, stands with a conflicted expression as she contemplates a life-altering proposal from at Henry Lawson. At Henry Lawson steps closer, looking her straight in the eye, and offers her a deal: to pretend to be his fiancé for 1 year in exchange for financial support and a fresh start. At Lisa Carter hesitates, weighing her desperate circumstances against the seemingly absurd offer. As she processes the implications, she takes a deep breath and ultimately agrees to the deal, setting the stage for her new life. The next day, at Lisa Carter arrives at Henry Lawson's opulent mansion, her eyes wide with disbelief. The mansion is a stunning 3-story villa adorned with white and gold accents, surrounded by manicured gardens and fountains. Inside, the grand living room features a sparkling chandelier hanging from a high ceiling, and luxurious furnishings in rich fabrics. Mr. Benson, the butler, greets at Lisa Carter with a polite nod and leads her to her new bedroom, which is extravagantly decorated and larger than her previous apartment. At Lisa Carter clutches her small bag, overwhelmed by the lavish surroundings, reminding herself that this is just a role she has to play. Later that evening, at Lisa Carter prepares for her first public appearance as at Henry Lawson's fiancée. In her luxurious bedroom, she nervously selects a simple but elegant blue gown from her walk-in closet filled with designer clothes. As she applies makeup and styles her hair, she reflects on the gravity of her new role. At Henry Lawson enters the room, dressed in a tailored black suit, and instructs her to get ready for the event. At Lisa Carter, feeling the weight of the moment, takes a deep breath and steps into the living room, where at Henry Lawson admires her transformation. As they arrive at the grand ballroom, flashes from paparazzi cameras illuminate the night. At Lisa Carter, now linked arm in arm with at Henry Lawson, feels a mix of excitement and anxiety. The grandeur of the venue is overwhelming, with high ceilings adorned with chandeliers and elegantly dressed guests mingling. At Henry Lawson smirks at Lisa Carter, encouraging her to embrace her role as his fiancée. This moment marks the beginning of their public life together, filled with expectations and challenges ahead. The scene unfolds in a luxurious hotel filled with opulence. At Lisa Carter, feeling out of place, clings to at Henry Daniels' arm as they enter the venue. The atmosphere is vibrant, with chandeliers sparkling and guests dressed in extravagant attire. At Henry Daniels, relaxed and confident, engages with acquaintances, while at Lisa Carter struggles to fit in. At Jaden Smith approaches them, greeting at Henry Daniels warmly and charmingly addressing at Lisa Carter, which causes tension for at Henry Daniels. As the night progresses, at Lisa Carter meets various guests, including the sharp journalist at Anita Reynolds, who warns her about the challenges ahead. The scene captures at Lisa Carter's internal conflict and the social dynamics at play. The scene transitions to at Henry Daniels's father's mansion, a grand estate that exudes wealth and authority. At Lisa Carter stands nervously as they enter the lavish living room, where at Mr. Daniels observes her with a discerning gaze. The room features high ceilings adorned with golden chandeliers and walls lined with expensive artwork. At Henry Daniels introduces at Lisa Carter to his father, who scrutinizes her, questioning her intentions. The tension is palpable as at Lisa Carter realizes the stakes of her role in this world. The scene highlights at Lisa Carter's vulnerability and the expectations placed upon her. At Lisa Carter and at Henry Daniels are sitting on a balcony watching the city lights. At Lisa Carter glances at Henry Daniels and asks him why he doesn't believe in love. At Henry Daniels' smirk fades as he looks away, revealing a tense moment. He quietly states that love is just an illusion. At Lisa Carter studies him, sensing the pain behind his words, and responds that not everyone leaves. Their eyes lock, creating a silent understanding between them, hinting at their growing feelings. At Henry Daniels is in his home office going through business files when his phone buzzes. He picks it up lazily, but upon seeing the caller ID his body freezes. The name @Nancy Williams triggers a flood of memories, indicating his emotional turmoil. Lisa Carter is sitting on the couch reading a book when she hears the front door open. She looks up to see Nancy Williams enter, dressed in an elegant designer gown exuding confidence. Henry Daniels follows closely behind, looking tense. Nancy Williams greets Henry Daniels sweetly, indicating their past connection. Lisa Carter feels her stomach tighten as she realizes Nancy Williams' significance in Henry Daniels' life. In the lounge, Nancy Williams and Henry Daniels sit in an awkward silence. Nancy Williams questions Henry Daniels about his feelings for Lisa Carter, challenging him about the authenticity of his love. Henry Daniels remains silent, visibly uncomfortable. The tension escalates as Nancy Williams reminisces about their past, revealing her lingering feelings for him. Henry Daniels' fists clench as he confronts Nancy Williams about her past decisions, leading to an emotional confrontation. The next day, Nancy Williams meets with Anita, a sharp journalist. They discuss Henry Daniels' relationship patterns and Nancy Williams' suspicions about Lisa Carter. Nancy Williams expresses her intent to expose the truth about Lisa Carter's past, revealing her determination to regain Henry Daniels' affection. In the mansion's living room, Lisa Daniels is scrolling through her phone when she stumbles upon a news article titled, "Who is Henry Daniels' Fiancé? The Shocking Truth About Lisa Daniels' Past." Her heart races as she reads about her struggles, including being homeless and working as a cleaner for Henry Daniels' company. The article features unkind comments about her, and she feels a wave of humiliation wash over her. As she continues scrolling, she sees a viral video clip of Nancy discussing her engagement to Henry Daniels, which adds to her distress. The scene captures Lisa Daniels' emotional turmoil as she processes the public's perception of her. Later that evening, Lisa Daniels enters Mr. Daniels' grand office, feeling anxious. The office is richly decorated with dark wood paneling and a large mahogany desk at the center. Mr. Daniels sits behind the desk, observing Lisa Daniels closely. After a tense silence, he questions her intentions regarding his son, Henry Daniels. Lisa Daniels responds firmly, denying any ulterior motives. Mr. Daniels expresses his concern about the media's relentless scrutiny and asks if she is prepared for the challenges ahead. The scene highlights Lisa Daniels' vulnerability and determination as she faces Mr. Daniels' probing questions. Back in the mansion, Henry Daniels enters, expecting to find Lisa Daniels. Instead, he discovers a note on the coffee table addressed to him. As he reads the letter, his heart sinks. Lisa Daniels has decided to leave him, returning the check he gave her. Frustrated and confused, Henry Daniels tears the letter in half. Just then, Nancy appears in the doorway, dressed in a form-fitting gown. She attempts to comfort Henry Daniels, but he rebuffs her, asserting that he doesn't want her back. Nancy tries to manipulate him, claiming that Lisa Daniels is beneath him. The scene captures Henry Daniels' emotional conflict as he grapples with Lisa Daniels' departure and Nancy's presence. Nancy Williams' face twisted in frustration as she confronted Henry Daniels. She expressed her anger, saying that Lisa Gray had left him without a fight, emphasizing that she was the only one who had always been there for him. Henry Daniels, firm in his response, told Nancy Williams that she no longer knew him. As at Nancy Williams opened her mouth to argue, at Henry Daniels turned away and stormed out, feeling he had wasted enough time. He needed to find at Lisa Gray. At Henry Daniels bursts into his father's office, his eyes blazing with anger. At Mr. Daniels, barely looking up from his paperwork, responds to at Henry Daniels demands about at Lisa Gray's departure. At Henry Daniels accuses at Mr. Daniels of meeting with at Lisa Gray and influencing her decision. At Mr. Daniels calmly explains that at Lisa Gray left because she had fallen in love with at Henry Daniels, revealing the truth about their arrangement. At Henry Daniels, stunned by this revelation, realizes that at Lisa Gray left because she thought he didn't love her back. At Henry Daniels drives through the city, his mind racing as he considers where at Lisa Gray might have gone. He realizes she could be at the university, a place she had always wanted to return to. The scene captures his frantic drive, with quick cuts of the city passing by outside the car window. At Henry Daniels arrives at the university, screeching to a halt as he spots at Lisa Gray sitting on a bench outside the campus. She has a small bag of belongings beside her, staring at the buildings with a sad expression. At Henry Daniels steps out of the car and approaches her, filled with emotion. When at Lisa Gray sees him, her eyes widen in surprise. Without hesitation, at Henry Daniels pulls her into his arms, whispering that she was wrong to leave. In a heartfelt moment, at Henry Daniels holds at Lisa Gray tightly and tells her that he loves her. At Lisa Gray, surprised and emotional, responds with disbelief. As at Henry Daniels reassures her of his feelings, they share a passionate kiss, marking a turning point in their relationship. At Anita Roberts sits at her desk, reflecting on the article she wrote about at Lisa Gray. As she watches a viral video of at Henry Daniels confessing his love, she realizes that at Lisa Gray's story is not what she thought. She picks up her phone and decides to drop the investigation, acknowledging the truth about love. At Nancy Williams stands on the balcony of her penthouse, staring at the city lights. She reflects on her loss, realizing that she has lost at Henry Daniels to at Lisa Gray. As she prepares to leave Lagos, she acknowledges her heartbreak for the first time. The wedding of at Henry Daniels and at Lisa Gray takes place at a grand African estate, decorated with gold and white fabrics, fairy lights and fresh flowers. Traditional drums echo as at Lisa Gray, in her breathtaking bridal gown, approaches at Henry Daniels at the altar. At Mr. Daniels watches proudly as the couple exchanges vows and shares their first kiss as husband and wife. Later that night, at Henry Daniels and at Lisa Gray share a dance under the stars. They reflect on their journey, expressing disbelief at how far they've come. As they kiss again, the scene captures the magic of their love story.